Shooting cinematic videos isn't all about just getting those bars on top or doing those B-rolls and just filming at a high frame rate, but rather shooting cinematic means that you are taking the right things, which I'm going to tell you right now in this video, the 5 steps that you can use to create all those cinematic videos that you are willing to do. And it's not only just the purpose that you're trying to solve, but also trying to tell a story around anything that you are trying to create those cinematic videos. So first thing what you need to follow is the 180-degree shutter rule. Now what 180-degree shutter rule is, so basically what it tells you is that your shutter speed needs to be double the frame rate. For example, so if you're shooting in 24 fps, your shutter speed needs to be 1 or twice the frame rates that you're using. So that means your shutter speed needs to be 1 over 150. If you're using a 60 fps frame rate, then your shutter speed needs to be 1 over 120, and so on and so forth. So why do we say that? Because so in a cinematic way, if you're using a 60 fps or 100 fps mode, you will not see this natural motion blur that actually we look at from our natural eyes. So that is something that every videographer needs to understand, because the moment you shoot in high fps, it kind of creates that digital look, and which does not look appealing to the eyes. So do remember that. Second thing is you want to take care of is composition. Now why we talk about composition is because it creates a perspective, it creates the environment, like it shows the environment in what environment you are in. So if you are trying to capture that moment, capture that environment, turn on the grid lines and you need to place them on one of the corners, the vertical corners that you see where the lines intersect. Your subject needs to be there so that you can create that cinematic look. If you're trying to say, that's what we call it, the cinematic look all around the place. Your composition not only needs to be an environment, but rather you need to create a foreground and a background. That composition includes the field where you talk about depth. If you have depth in your videos, it's definitely gonna give that feel of environment and how far the subject is. So talking about depthness is something that you can use a smaller camera to fit into a smaller space and then keep talking about it. So here's another example of where you can use these smaller mini action cameras to create that depth in your videos. Here's another creative way you can use to frame all your shots. This is another way of you can creating your shots into your cinematic montage or whatever you're trying to create. And yeah, there's endless amount of shots and composition that you can definitely do. And now if you're shooting solo, then you do invest in a good tripod, because that will save your camera from dropping off in any situation. What I use right now is a Ulanzi MT51 tripod. This is my tripod for solo filmmaking and anything that I do. This is a really crazy tripod. Talking about the features, you have a mini tripod. It's not a mini tripod, it's a monopod that can be detached from this tripod, and this almost gets to my eye level height. It's from Newer, and you can see over here is it has got these levers, so you can change the angle of how it is standing. Another cool feature of this tripod is you can even put it upside down, so you can really get close to the floor and take those shoe shots and crazy looking creative shots. Now why we were talking about keeping your frame rates to be 24 fps and your shutter speed needs to be the twice of your frame rate, you can definitely face a challenge where we talk about the blown highlights. This will technically happen in the daytime when you're shooting straight in the sun. So now to prevent this overexposed image of yours, something you need to invest in these ND filters. These are basically sunglasses for your lenses. Now what that does is, right now I'm shooting at 24 fps in the 4K mode and my shutter speed is 1 over 50th of a second. You can already see the highlights and the outside are blown off, but when I use this will neutralize all my neutralize the whole look of it. As you can see, now you can even see the outside area clearly, so my highlights are not blown off, and this is a variable ND filter, so I can technically turn around and change those as per the harshness of the light that I'm getting. So right now this is the best I can do, and then this is how you preserve your footage. Oh my god, I accidentally forgot my light inside my freezer, and this has definitely gone way cold. I just hope it will last long, and damn it, these guys can, this is something sturdy I have bought in my camera bag. This is from Mulanzi, so if you guys are looking for a sturdy light, you can get it, and I use it for all my shoots outside and anywhere else. Now, talking about another important point is your lighting. You need to figure out your lighting. It's not the daylight that you need to be worried upon. You need to work in a controlled lighting scenario. Your cinematic shots will look cinematic if you focus on the shadows and rather than light coming on the face directly to it. So if I'm talking about this particular scene over here, so here's the studio light that I'm using at a 45-degree angle, and then here's another accent light which kind of creates that bluish tone on the left side of my face. So this is something, if you're trying to create a studio look, that is something that you can figure out always when you're trying to play around with lights. But what you can do is you can just play around with the lights and then place those lights to just give you that amazing cinematic look. If I'm not talking about cinematic look, putting up this right on my face, but if I put it on top, probably over here, again, this is giving me a definite cinematic look, a different feel to the area. This is gonna give this shadow on my face over here, and then I can probably just work around with this main light that is behind and then place it around me. And I've placed one light to give me that orange accent on my face. The object that you see has that orange accent around it. So also this adds up to another what we talked about, composition, that keeping a foreground and a background to create that depth in your video. And lastly, when you have done all your shooting, all the creative clips that you have shot, and you want to now sit on to your editing software, what I personally do is I work on DaVinci Resolve, and it's a free software that I completely work on, and it has got some crazy amazing tools. And to best give the look of my videos, whatever I filmed, I use a plugin called Dehancer, and Dehancer is a film emulating plugin which I've been using for quite some time, and all my color grades have been done through that. It gives me the flexibility to color grade in any form I want. There are around 66 plus film looks that you can get in that plugin, and this basically is not a sponsored video, but this is from a personal experience that I'm sharing it with you guys. But yes, I do have a 10% discount. If you use my promo code, you can definitely check this out, and this will definitely change the way you color grade as well as get those film look out of your cinematic shots. And lastly, color grading, as I already said, it's a very important step into creating those cinematic shots, because this will actually give the kind of look, either you're trying to create that warm look or you're trying to create that Hollywood style look that you want. You can definitely get through this film emulator software plugin. You do get a full subscription, one-time full pay, and you can get 10% discount on that. So and you're sorted for your whole life. You can definitely use it with your DaVinci Resolve software, and you can use it for lifetime. So it's a one-stop shop thing. Definitely improve your value of videos. Guys found this video helpful in terms of how you can create your next cinematic video. Do hit that subscribe button and share it with all your friends, because this is something that I shared. All the information I shared personally from my learning, and I personally apply to my videos. Until then, peace out. See you.